Hey everyone, welcome back. You're ready to geek out a little. Today we're diving headfirst into one of the most iconic skylines in the world, New York City.
You know it. We've got this awesome text here, a deep dive into the architectural history of NYC.
I'm talking from its humble beginnings to those jaw-dropping skyscrapers we all know and love. And maybe, just maybe, uncover a few secrets along the way.
It's more than just steel and glass. Every brick, every beam tells a story about the city's evolution.
Oh, totally. So let's rewind the clock a bit. Before Manhattan became this concrete jungle, what was the architectural scene like? I mean, I picture something totally different.
Oh, yeah, picture this. It's the 17th century, and you're strolling through New Amsterdam. Think Dutch settlers, right?
Oh.
Like lots of gabled roofs, those cute little houses huddled together, all built with whatever they could get their hands on, wood, brick, you name it.
Makes sense. They were focused on practicality.
Totally. They needed those steep roofs to shed snow, and New York winters can get brutal.
No kidding. So how did we go from those cozy Dutch houses to, like, the Empire State Building? That's a pretty big leap.
Well, hold on to your hats, because the 19th century was a game changer. Think Industrial Revolution steel, elevators, the whole shebang. Suddenly, we weren't limited by, well, gravity.
It's like the city decided to reach for the stars.
Well,
Literally.
exactly. And with the population booming, you needed to build up, not out. Space was at a premium. That's when you see those early skyscrapers start to emerge.
I bet some people were freaking out. Like, what have they done to our skyline?
Probably. But hey, there's one building from that era that always makes me think, wow, they really went for it. The Woolworth Building, finished in 1913.
Oh, yeah. The one that looks like a Gothic cathedral.
That's the one. It was the tallest building in the world for almost 20 years. And those ornate details, that wasn't just for show. They were sending a message. America was a force to be reckoned with.
It's like this fusion of ambition and artistry. It's
Right, totally. And then, fast forward a couple of decades, and boom, the Roaring Twenties. A whole new architectural style takes center stage. Art Deco.
Talk about making a statement. The Chrysler Building, the Empire State Building, those are like the poster children for Art Deco.
We're icons. It's all about those sleek lines, the geometric patterns, the ornate details. It captures the energy and optimism of that era perfectly.
It's like the buildings themselves were throwing a party.
Yeah.
But then the party kind of ended.
Yeah, things got a bit more serious after World War II. Modernism came into the picture with a focus on functionality over flair.
Like, let's cut the fluff and get down to business.
Exactly. Think clean lines, minimalist designs, lots of glass and steel. The Seagram building is a perfect example of this shift. It's elegant, understated, and all about efficiency.
Kind of a stark contrast to the exuberance of Art Deco. But hey, different times call for different styles, right? And speaking of different, we can't forget about brutalism.
Oh, brutalism. Love it or hate it, you can't deny it makes an impact. All that raw concrete, those massive, almost fortress-like structures, it reflects the mood of the post-war era, a sense of rebuilding and resilience.
Yeah, like we're tough, we're here to stay.
Exactly. And you see that in buildings like the Met Brewer. It's not conventionally pretty, but it has a powerful presence.
Totally. Now, there's one building we can't skip over, one that's deeply ingrained in the city's history. The World Trade Center. Its tragic loss left a void in the skyline.
And a void in our hearts. But in its place, One World Trade Center stands tall, a beacon of hope and resilience. It's a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable loss, the city rebuilds, stronger than ever.
And its design, too, is a blend of strength and elegance. But, amidst all these giants of steel and glass, there's also this playful side to NYC architecture. Like, things got a bit funky with postmodernism, right?
Oh, yeah, postmodernism. Think playful, unexpected, a little bit rebellious. Architects are like, hey, let's have some fun with this. They started incorporating elements from different styles, playing with shapes and colors, even adding a touch of humor.
It's like they were injecting some personality back into the skyline. And one building that always makes me smile is the AT&T building with that giant Chippendale top.
You either love it or you hate it, right? But that's what's great about postmodernism. It sparks conversation, it challenges the norm, and that's something NYC has always been about, pushing boundaries, embracing the unexpected.
That's so true. And even today, it feels like the city's architectural scene is constantly evolving. I mean, look at projects like the High Line, turning an abandoned railway into a park. Pure genius.
Right. And then you have these super tall, futuristic towers popping up on Billionaires Row. It's clear that NYC is still at the forefront of architectural innovation, constantly pushing the limits of what's possible.
And that's what I love about exploring the city's architecture. There's always something new to discover, a new story to uncover. So, what's the key takeaway for our listeners? What should they keep in mind when they're wandering through the concrete jungle?
Look up. Really look. Don't just walk by those buildings. Take a moment to appreciate the details, the textures, the stories etched into their facades. From those early Dutch houses to those glittering skyscrapers, every structure is a piece of the city's puzzle.
It's like a giant open-air museum, and each building has something to say about the city's history, its ambitions, its triumphs, and even its struggles.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of it. NYC architecture is a reflection of the city itself, dynamic,
Ah,
ever-changing, and always striving for something greater.
beautifully said. So the next time you're in New York City, remember to look up, take it all in, and let those buildings tell you their stories. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
It's an adventure waiting to happen.
And that's a wrap for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
See you then.